everything tonight.
Good afternoon. Sorry, that's very loud. Welcome to the Michael J. O'Brien Court in the Chester Philadelphia Gymnasium on the campus of Pascack Hills. Today, the Broncos of Pascack Hills take on the Braves of Indian Hills High School. In order for this game to be fairly contested, it is expected that you will demonstrate good sportsmanship, that you will accept the decisions of the officials, and that you will do nothing to jeopardize the safety of the players, coaches, officials, or other spectators. The high school student athletes competing today deserve the respect of everyone in attendance. There is absolutely no eating or drinking in the gym. Inability to comply with these simple requests will cause you to lose the privilege of watching this game. Thank you for your anticipated cooperation and for making this an enjoyable, competitive experience for all. And now the starting lineups of the Braves. At forward, number 5, Gabriel Ronaldo. At forward, number 13, Kelly Cronin. At forward, number 24, Manny Tolar. At guard, number 11, Tony Morello. And at guard, number 32, Morgan Quinn. The Braves led by head coach Jeffrey White and assistant Kelly McCoy. And now for the Broncos, Pascack Hills High School. At number 1, Christina Renegade. At 4, Lucy Lewis. At guard, number 11, Kate Glass. At center, number 25, Lizzie Bloomberg. And at guard, number 34, Brianna. The Broncos led by head coach Lindsay Walsh and assistants Ms. Maggie Lee and Ms. Kate Ernest. The officials of today's game are Mr. Jim Conti and Mr. Giovanni Pezzola. Please rise and remove your hats and boots to the wonderful Pascack Hills Chamber Choir singing the national anthem. Thank you. Enjoy the game.
Well, what you see is different than me, but nevertheless, welcome into the Michael J. O'Brien Court in Pascack Hills High School, as this afternoon we get a doubleheader of girls basketball action. We start with the varsity girls as they take on the Indian Hills Braves, and we'll do a radio-style broadcast as unfortunately we are having some issues with our camera. I'm Matthew Merlino. Thank you for joining us on the PH Athletics YouTube channel, your home for all of Pascack Hills sports. Once again, 4 8-minute quarters of basketball. Overtime would be any 4-minute period as much as necessary, but that's further down the road, and we'll remind you if we do get to it. But we are ready to go here. It will be Katie Goodwin starting at center for the first time at home, it seems. It is Libby Wickfors in the middle for the Broncos, and Gabby Rinaldi for the Braves here. And tipped up in the air, it goes to Goodwin, and the Broncos will start things off. Gives it over to Kate Glass, now back over to Goodwin, now back over to Beneke. Glass up top of the key gives it over to Arendes, who fires it just a little too high for Katie Goodwin, and it goes out of bounds. So an inbound here for the Braves. It'll be Morgan Quill taking it in. He gives it up to Maddie Trokeler. And now all over the court, it ends up with Rinaldi, and now Trokeler with it, looking for somebody, gets a little bit of a screen from Quill, and now gives it over to Emily Morello. She's going to give it over to Rinaldi, who almost loses it from Kate Glass, gives it right back to Quill. And now in the corner with Trokeler. And now Morello, and now over to Quill. Gives it back to Kelly Cronin, and now in the corner trying to drive in. That's Morello. She's going to lose it, but it's going to be the Braves back with it now. Into Rinaldi, now back out to Quill, and now for three is no good from Maddie Trokeler, and Kate Glass gets the rebound. She gives it right up to Beneke, who gives it into Arendes. No good on the layup, but fighting for the rebound, and it's going to be a jump ball here. And we do have our camera back now, so welcome in for all those watching. Once again, this is Matthew Merlino, and we're back to some basketball. Still 0-0 here after just about 1 minute being played. No foul there in double coverage. Perhaps not the best decision for Emily Morello to go up with it there, but nevertheless, it's going to be Pascack Hills with it. Glass over to Goodwin, back to Glass now at the top of the key, gives it into Beneke. And now back over to Glass. Gives it back to Beneke, and now Glass back out to Goodwin in the corner, did not take the three, and Glass tried to give it to Wickfors, who eventually gets it after a little bit of contention there, and now Glass in the corner dribbles in, puts it up and in for the first points of the game. They go to the Pascack Hills Broncos, and they're going to take the lead 2-0. Up to Trokeler, and now back to Quill. Out of bounds here. It's going to go the Braves' way, and it'll be an inbound here for Emily Morello. She'll give it into Morgan Quill, and Quill back to Morello. Morello cross court back to Quill, and now over to Trokeler, and tipped out, and it goes Pascack Hills' way. Glass up to Arendes, layup is good. That makes it 4-0 Pascack Hills, as now Trokeler gives it over to Quill, and Quill now to Rinaldi, and Glass with another steal, her second in a row. Arendes trying to get 2 layups in a row, no good on that one. And it's rebounded by the Braves here. It's going to be Morgan Quill taking it up, gives it into Trokeler, and now Quill, and now Morello for 3, no good, and it's going to be rebounded by Glass. Glass gives it over to Goodwin, now over to Beneke after the pass from Glass, and Glass will get it back again. Glass will give it over to Beneke, and now into Goodwin, puts up the layup, it's no good, tries to put it up again and gets it this time. Hills out to a 6-0 lead. comes Will right up, gives it to Morello. And intercepted by Wickfors, who gives it back over to Glass. And Arendes over to Goodwin from the elbow, no good. Rebounded by Goodwin, however, after it rolled around for a little bit. Now Glass with it, gives it out to Barneke. And now back to Arendes for three. It's good. How about that? 9-0. What a great first 4 minutes for the Pascack Hills Broncos here, as Quill is going to take it up, covered by Barneke. And now Glass covering Quill, but she's going to be able to get the pass off to Trokeler, who's going to miss a long two. It goes out on Goodwin here, and it should be an inbound for the Braves, and they'll make a change here. Going to be Camilla Vallejo coming in for Kelly Cronin. 9-0 the score, the Broncos lead. And now Trokeler with it. Going to give it over to Vallejo, just subbed in. Now Trokeler out to Morello. Tried to give it into Rinaldi, and it was deflected by Wickfors, and the Broncos will get it. And now Barneke gives it into Glass, and we'll be back underway. Now Goodwin with it. Gives it back over to Barneke, and now Glass. Back over to Barneke, and now Goodwin. Goodwin gives it over to Barneke, and now Glass, and now Arendes for three. It's good once again. 2 threes for Brianna Arendes today on top of her early layup, and that puts the Broncos up 12-0. As now Indian Hills in a tailspin here as Quill takes it up. Covered by 2 people, and Barneke gets it back all by herself, puts up the layup, no good. Rebounded by Arendes. She can't get the layup to fall. Does not go out of bounds. Good job by Goodwin to keep it in, but it goes back Indian Hills' way. And now Quill into Trokeler. Gonna put it up, but she's gonna be fouled here, and it'll be on Brianna Arendes' first foul of the night. Here we go. 2 shots from the line. Once again, foul. No, short. Sorry. It's going to be an inbound here. Foul was on Brianna Arendes once again, as now Trokeler has it for the Braves. Gives it over to Morello for 3, and good. First points of the day for Indian Hills from Emily Morello. That puts the score at 12-3. And now Glass with it. Looking for somebody. Gives it over to Barneke. Back in a Glass, out to Goodwin. It's tipped, but Goodwin gets it nonetheless. Can't make the layup though. And goes out. Arendes trying to fight for the ball. Fell to the ground, getting it, and went out. So it'll be the Braves on the inbound. And Quill back over to Trokeler and gets it back immediately. Now Quill into Morello. Timeout called by Indian Hills here. Minute 55 to go in the first quarter. Score line 12-3. We'll be back after this short break. And after the quick break, we're ready to get back to it here. Scoreline once again 12-3, as just a minute 55 to go here in the first quarter. It'll be an inbound for the Braves here. Morgan Quill with it, gives it into Emily Morello. That's how they'll start. Morello over to Gabby Rinaldi here, looking for somebody. Can't give it to anybody now. Finally gives it out to Trokeler, who almost loses it. Gave it to Katie Goodwin there. Got it back, however. And now Morello for 3, no good, and rebounded by Barneke. Beinecke over to Wickfors, back to Beinecke, and now out to Arendes. Back to Beinecke, and now Goodwin. Goodwin, a glass, now back to Beinecke, long two, no good. But Wickfors is there to get the rebound, so is Glass. Glass gets it, now Goodwin for three, no good. But Wickfors fights and gets the rebound. Arendes for two after the pass is no good. And it's finally rebounded by the Braves here. They'll take it up the court. Trokeler gives it over to Morello. And now Morello with the bounce pass over to Quill. And now a three, no good, and hit on the release was Emily Morello here. And now Kate Glass will take it up for the Broncos. Over to Beinecke, now Goodwin in the corner. Back to Beinecke here and over to Glass. Just 40 seconds to go. Arendes gives it back over to Beinecke, and now Goodwin into Wickfors. Out to almost nobody, but Glass was there in time. And now Arendes, still a lot of passing, looking to run some clock down. 25, and now Goodwin goes up. Is going to not be fouled here. And some subs. Jordana Reisman here coming in for Christina Beinecke. First subs for the Broncos today. And that will leave us with just 22.1 seconds on the clock here in the first quarter. Scoreline still 12-3. There's a lot of passing here. Over to Trokeler is going to drive in looking for a layup, and she'll get one. 10 seconds to go and counting as Reisman gives it into Glass. You can hear the countdown behind me as Arendes for three to end it. No good. They cannot get a shot off, and that's how the first quarter will end. So the score, 12-5 here, 7-point lead for the Broncos. Very good first quarter. We'll see if they can keep it up. Still 24 more minutes of basketball coming up after this. I'm Matthew Merlino. You're watching the PH Athletics YouTube channel, your home for Pascack Hill Sports. And we're ready to get back to it here. 8 minutes to go in the first half of play. Coming into it, Broncos have a 12-5 lead. And Indian Hills trying to rebound after that very not good first half, I guess, or first quarter is, I guess, how you would put it. We'll see if they can reset. But it'll be Reisman into Glass, and that's how we'll begin the second quarter here. Back over to Jordana Reisman. Now Katie Goodwin. Long two is no good, but Wickfors gets the rebound, puts one up, no good. And it's going to be rebounded here by Trokeler. Gives it over to Morello. Now all the way over to Quill, and had a little bit too much on that one. Quill couldn't haul it in. Goes out, and it'll be a Bronco inbound. Reisman into Glass once again. Now Glass over to Reisman. Now Glass once again, almost loses it, gets it back. Now Reisman, and now Goodwin. Back over to Glass at the top. Now over to Wickfors. Arendes. Reisman now puts one up, and good. And first points of the first quarter and first points of the second quarter both go to the Broncos. Maybe it's a good sign here. They once again have now a 9-point lead, as it's Morello giving it over to Quill. She'll give it back to Morello, but Glass almost gets it, and she does. On the floor, gives it over to Wickfors, and now up to Goodwin. Goodwin gives it out to Glass, and Glass for a contested three still gets it. And that will put the Broncos up by 12. So now it's Morello taking it in. And she'll give it over to Quill. Gives it over to Trocoler, and now Morello with it. Gives it on a handoff to Quill, and now back to Morello, and now Trocoler. Back over to Morello. Now Quill, and now Trocoler. And Morello still, it's just these three girls. Nobody else is on the court, it seems. Quill looking for a shot, gives it back over to Morello, and now back over to Quill. Gives it out to Trocoler, and a steal here from Jordana Reisman. And she's going to give it to Goodwin. And now Glass, with three in the corner, can't get it. Deflected, goes out, and it goes Pascack kills his way as Barneke comes back on the court, and Gianna Giuliano comes in favor of Brianna Arendes and Libby Wickfors here. Inbound goes to Giuliano, and now over to Glass. Another corner three, once again no good. And it goes, hills his way by Neke. And now a foul here on 24, Maddie Trocoler. And now once again an inbound for Pascack Hills here. Glass with it, looking for somebody. First foul on the Braves today, as now Barneke with it out to Goodwin. Goodwin gives it back to Barneke in the corner, but she's covered. Now back over to Reisman, and now Glass. Back over to Reisman. Back now to Barneke. For three, it's no good, and Goodwin gets the rebound. In for the layup, just can't get it to fall, and it goes Indian Hills' way. Here comes Trocoler with a spin move at the foul line. Loses it, gets it back, gives it over to Quill. And now back over to Trocoler. She's going to put up a three. No good from the top of the key, but it's rebounded by Cronin. And now a jump ball here. It's a great job by Jordana Reisman to get in there and try and get it. Can't firmly get possession, and it will go Indian Hills' way here. Emily Morello on the inbound. They'll break it up. Back out, top of the key to Morgan Quill. And now over to Morello. In double coverage. Good move from the Broncos there, but now it's going to be Rinaldi over to Trocoler. And now back to Quill. Quill gives it over to Trocoler. And she's going to rocket it over to Morello, who gives it out to Rinaldi, and she can't get one. And the Broncos get the rebound. Here comes Kate Glass back up the court. Gives it over to Goodwin. Not fouled there, but gets it back. And now Reisman over to Barneke. And she's going to try and drive in. Puts one up. Glass almost with the rebound, but it is going to be Cronin who comes out with it in the end. Maddie Trocoler takes it up. Gives it over to Morello. And Morello, covered fiercely by Barneke there, is going to give it over to Quill. Off balance, too, is no good, and it goes out. Reisman with the inbound for the Broncos here, gives it into Barneke. Barneke over to Glass. Gives it into Giuliano. And now out to Barneke, and now Goodwin. Into Giuliano, blocked, but it goes back the Broncos' way. And Glass puts one up, in and out, no good. Giuliano gets it back, layup is good. 19-5 is the score. And Morello takes it back up for Indian Hills. He's going to give it over to Quill. And now Quill gives it out to Trocoler. Morello. And now Rinaldi into Cronin. Tries to put one up. It's no good. He might have gotten a hand on it there. It goes the Broncos' way as Glass with it now. Gives it back to Reisman. Over to Barneke. Back over to. That was Goodwin in the corner, and now Reisman out to Glass, trying to drive in, spins around, gives it out to Barneke. She's going to drive in, gives it to Giuliano now. And Barneke, shot blocked, and it goes the Braves' way. And it's Morello with it. She's going to give it over to Rinaldi. And now Quill over to Rinaldi, and now Morello. Back to Rinaldi. He's going to put one up. No good. And it's rebounded by Goodwin. She's going to give it over to Glass. And a timeout here for Pascack Hills. 2 minutes 11 to go. 19-5 is the score. It's their first time out of the day. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. And we're back to it here once again to give you the lowdown. 2 minutes 11 on the clock. 19-5 is the score. The Broncos have it as Reisman gives it into McKenna Farrell. She's going to be the only sub here for the Broncos. She comes in favor of Kate Glass. Farrell with it off the pass from Goodwin. Corner three is drilled. How about that? McKenna Farrell, seconds on the court, and drills a corner three there. I think she was contested as well. Makes it even better. But here is Vallejo, gives it out to Quill, and now Trocolo, no good on the layup, and it goes to Katie Goodwin, and now Beinecke will take it up. Gives it over to Reisman. And now Giuliano. Going to give it over to Goodwin with another three. Another corner three for the Broncos here, and they take a 20-point lead with 1 minute 20 to go. And now Trocolo is going to give it over to Morello. And Rinaldi gets it, can't make the layup, and Farrell gets it off the rebound. Over to Reisman now. He's going to give it over to Beinecke. And into Goodwin here. Goodwin gets one. Another layup and another 2 points for the Broncos here. They take a 22-point lead. And now subs coming in for the Braves, or subs will come in for the Braves if they have time. Only 40 seconds to go. Morello with it, gives it over to Quill. And Quill pulls up for the long two. It's no good. Morello gets in there for the rebound. And now Trocolo back out to Quill, into Rinaldi here. In double coverage, pressed by the two tallest girls on the court right now. And now Trocolo out to Morello. Long three is good. Nice three ball there from Emily Morello. Who's pretty much been the entire team tonight, scoring 6 out of the 8 points for the Braves. But now to end the second quarter, Morello gets it back. Layup no good. And that's how we'll go to halftime. So 27-8 is the score. The Broncos out to their biggest lead of the season, at least at home. We'll take our halftime break here. You're watching PH Athletics, your home for Pascack Hills Sports. And we welcome you back to the Michael J. O'Brien Court at Pascack Hills High School. It will be a Bronco inbound here. They lead the Indian Hills Braves by almost 20 points. Scoreline 27-8. Now it'll be Reisman on the inbound. She gives it into McKenna Farrell, and that's how we'll start the second half. Baneke with it. She gives it over to Giuliano, and now Farrell. Baneke over to Goodwin now once again, and now back over to Farrell. She's going to give it over on a nice pass to Giuliano, who's going to miss the layup, covered by Rinaldi, who might have fouled her there. As now Farrell with the inbound here. Baneke, pass was tipped out by Morello. Comes Morello up the court, gives it over to went all the way around and then went back over to Morello in the corner, and now here's Baneke taking it up. There's no good on that three ball there. Here is Farrell. She's going to give it over to Goodwin, and now Baneke with it over to Reisman. And now Reisman trying to drive in, gives it back out to Baneke, and now Goodwin. Goodwin looking for somebody, can't get anybody there. Gonna give it to Giuliano. Long two is no good. And now Quill looking for somebody, gives it over to Morello. Now back over to Trocaler, who's gonna put up a mid-range two. She's gonna miss it, and Goodwin brings it down. Farrell takes it up once again, and Reisman now gives it over back to Baneke. She's going to give it over to Giuliano now. Looking for somebody, gives it over to Reisman. Reisman over to Baneke once again. And now Goodwin gives it into Giuliano. Puts one up. Can't get it to fall. Trocaler on the rebound, and she'll take it up. In, but a big block there from Katie Goodwin as now Reisman gets it. Gives it up to Farrell, who's going to give it over to Giuliano, who's going to make one from the foul line there. Score 29-8. And it's Morello taking it up. Over to Quill, and now Trocaler, but Morello, three ball, no good. And it's Reisman taking things up. She's going to give it over to Goodwin. And now Goodwin over to Farrell. Back over to Baneke now. And now Giuliano. And now Reisman once again. Back over to Farrell now. Is looking for somebody. Gives it over to Baneke. And now back over to Giuliano. She's looking for somebody with a nice pass into Reisman. She's going to put up a two. Can't get it. Goes out. And it will go the Braves' way. Kate Glass and Libby Wickford coming in as both Christina Baneke and Gianna Giuliano come out. Morello taking things up, 5 minutes to go. Gives it over to Trocaler, and now back over to Morello. Bounce pass into Quill. And blocked, stolen almost by Goodwin. Now it looks like a foul here on Goodwin. And now Morello passes into Trocaler. Gives it over to Quill. Gives it over to Rinaldi. Morello, Trocaler, corner three, no good. Nice tip there from Rinaldi to get it back. Gives it over to Morello. And Quill. Give it over to Cronin. And Morello into Rinaldi, puts one up, it's no good. And it's Goodwin with it. She's going to give it over to Kate Glass, and Glass will give it all the way over to Reisman. I think it was intended for Farrell there, but Reisman got to it. Now Goodwin and now Glass with it. Just about halfway through this third quarter here. Still 4 minutes of action and then 8 minutes in the fourth to go. That's guaranteed. Reisman looking for somebody, kind of in a pickle here, loses it, goes out, it goes Indian Hills' way. And Quill gives it into Morello. Morello looking for somebody who's going to give it over to Quill. And Glass with a big interception there off the pass from Morgan Quill. And she's going to give one to Katie Goodwin, who's going to miss a layup, but it's going to be a foul here. Her foul on Katie Goodwin, her second. And Morello takes it up for the Braves. And Trokeler, now Quill, and now Morello. And now Trokeler. Big three is no good there from Quill. It goes out. And in comes Brianna Arendes for McKenna Farrell. And Glass looking for somebody to inbound to, gives it over to Arendes. Back out to Glass. Glass gives it into Arendes. Trying to put one up, can't get it. And now Wickford's no good. And it's Morello with the rebound. She'll take it up. Looking for somebody. 11 on 11 there. And now Trokeler, long three, it's no good. And Wickford's with the rebound. Goodwin will take it up. 2 minutes 30 to go in the third. And Goodwin gets it off to Arendes there while being pressed. Now Reisman, now Wickford. She tries to drive in on a nice pass out to Goodwin and now out to Reisman. And going to be called for a travel here. And so, with 2 minutes 22, third quarter here, 29-8 the score. We'll be back in about a minute. Back to it now, 2 minutes 22 to go in the third. 29-8 is the score here. The Broncos with a huge lead over the Indian Hills Braves, but the Braves will get it back on the inbound. Trokeler over to Morello. And Morello trying to drive in, gives it out to Quill. He's going to bang a three there. And now it's Reisman who gives it to Arendes, and now back to Reisman. Cross over here looking for somebody. Now Reisman spins all by herself, now out to Glass. Ooh, a little bit of contact there. Glass can't get the layup to fall. Goes out. And it goes to the Braves. Now Trokeler over to Morello. He's going to give it over to Quill, and now back to Morello, and now back to Quill. Back now, Morello looking for somebody, now back to Quill, and now back once again to Morello, looking for somebody, covered by Kate Glass. He's going to get a screen here, it looks like, from Trokeler. She's going to get it now. Double coverage, foul coming here on Libby Wickfors, her first. 2 shots for Maddie Trokeler.
Last good takedown here.
Trokeler misses the first. Now another one coming. No good on the second. It goes Hills' way, and now Glass is going to take it up. Glass gives it over to Reisman. Reisman out to Arendes now. She's going to try and drive in. Puts one up, no good. And it's rebounded by Trokeler. Trokeler looking for somebody, anybody. Now gives it to Morello. Looking for somebody, gives it over to Quill now. Long two there, and it's no good for Maddie Trokeler, and Wickfors gets it back. Goodwin up, gives it into Arendes. Puts one up, and good. So about 30 seconds to go in the third. Hills leads once again by 20 as Morello gives it over to Quill. Now Trokeler back over to Morello. Into Trokeler, back out to Quill, and now Morello. Now Trokeler looking for somebody, puts it up, and it's going to be rebounded by Goodwin, gives it over to Glass, 8 seconds to go. And now Reisman, can she get one off before the buzzer? Pass intercepted, and no good on the last-ditch heave. So end of the third quarter, 8 minutes of basketball to go. Score 31-11. The Broncos lead the Indian Hills Braves. We'll be right back after this. And with 8 minutes of regulation gameplay to go, it's the Broncos leading by 20 here. Scoreline 31-11. Inbound for Indian Hills. Maddie Trokeler with it. And she'll get it into Emily Morello. That's how we'll start these final 8 minutes. Trokeler over to Morello, covered by Arendes. Gives it into, looks like Camilla Valleca there, but it goes Pascack Hills' way. Kate Glass taking things up, gives it over to Jordana Reisman here. She's going to spin and gives it into Glass. Glass out to Goodwin. He's going to give it over to Reisman, and Reisman gives it over to Glass. Going to drive in, gives it out to Arendes. Oh, foul here. Looks like it'll be on Morello. And it is. Morello, her first fouls, first team foul as well. And now Glass on the inbound here from the baseline. Gives it out to Wickfors, and now out to Reisman, who gave it back to Glass and made a big corner three there. 34-11 is the score, and Morello takes it up. Rinaldi gives it over to Quill, gives it back to Morello, now back to Quill. And lost it there. Glass, big pass up to Arendes, loses it, gives it out to Goodwin, who also loses it, gives it over to Wickfors now, and now Reisman. Reisman gives it over to Goodwin. And Goodwin back to Reisman. Back over to Goodwin. Looking for somebody. Has Glass, has Reisman. Gives it into Glass. Now Glass going to give it out to Reisman. Covered. She's going to look for someone. Spins around. Gives it over to Glass. And back out to Wickfors. Can't put one up now with a nice step there. No good. And it goes out. It will go the Braves' way. And here we go. Quill with Morello. Taking it up. Morello is going to give it into Rinaldi. And Morello not going to haul in that pass there. Goes out of bounds. And now 6 minutes on the clock. Reisman on the inbound will give it into Glass. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. Slow down, 6:02 to go, 34-11. And their second timeout, it seems, for the Braves here. And here we go once again. It's going to be Glass on the inbound. Wickfors now with it and gives it into Glass there. Gives it out to Goodwin. Now back to Reisman here. Reisman up top of the key. Now is going to drop back to try and get rid of the coverage, but they'll stay right pressed on her. Reisman over to Glass. 5:45 to go. Glass going to give it out to Wickfors. Dribbles, then puts one up, a mid-range two. No good. It goes out, and it will go the Braves' way. Quill off the inbound for Maddie Trokeler. And now Quill gives it back over to Trokeler. He's going to give it all the way over to Quill. Back over to Trokeler, top of the key, looking for somebody. Almost handed it off there to Quill, keeps it to herself, and now gives it over to Vallejo. Long two is no good. A lot of tipping there, but it goes to Goodwin, and now Reisman. Reisman with the spin move gives it over to Alexa Sipos on the court. We neglected to mention that, but now Sipos on the court. And now Glass with it after the pass from Reisman, and now Wickfors. And Wickfors puts one up and gets it. 36-11 now the score, 4 minutes 30 to go. And that was Quill taking it up. She's going to give it over to Vallejo. And now Quill over to Vallejo. Into Rinaldi. Can't make the layup. And Glass gets it back. Over to Sipos here. And now Goodwin. Ooh, he's going to be fouled on that layup, trying to drive in and get another two. 2 shots coming here for Katie Goodwin. And the foul, it looks like, on Emily Morello. Or no, sorry. Morgan Quill, her first. Goodwin misses the first, and both McKenna Farrell will come on for Jordana Reisman. And Goodwin misses the second shot, but she'll get a redo after a lane violation here. No violation this time, and she'll get the second. And Brielle Siegenthaler will come onto the court for the first time tonight. Katie Goodwin will come off. So 4 minutes 06 on the clock, just about 4 minutes to go here. 37-11 is the score. As here's Morgan Quill, who's going to give it over to Morello. Over to Quill. And now Vallejo. Now it's Morello looking for somebody. Gives it over to Quill. Quill covered by Glass. And now back over to Morello. Now Vallejo back over to Morello. Back over to Vallejo here. Covered by two girls. As Morello still with it. Glass with a hand on it there. It goes out of bounds and it will go the Braves' way here. Subs coming in, Christine Diaz coming in for Libby Wickfors, and Maddie Trokeler coming in for Camilla Vallejo for Indian Hills here. Inbound for Quill, gives it over to Morello. Morello back over to Trokeler. Now Rinaldi. Big three, no good, and rebounded by Diaz. Who's going to take a big fall there. Foul call will be on Kelly Cronin, it looks like here. As Kate Glass comes off in favor of Christina Beinecke. Just 3 minutes to go in this one. As here is Farrell taking it up, gives it out to Beinecke. Gives it over to Sippos here, looking for somebody. Gives it over to Beinecke. And now out to Farrell. Farrell back out to Diaz here, looking for somebody. And now Beinecke with it, looking for somebody. Just under 3 minutes to go here. Beinecke loses it, goes out, and it will go Indian Hills' way. In comes Catherine C. here for Morgan Quill, and she'll inbound it. Emily Morello. 2 minutes 30 to go as C with it. Back over to Morello, cross court, back up to Trokeler, who's going to make the three, and a timeout here. 30-second timeout for the Braves. Just about 2 minutes 29 to go. 37-14 the score. We'll see you in 30 seconds. So ready to get back to action here. Just about 2 minutes 30 to go. It was Farrell into Sippos. Now back to Farrell, who's going to cross over. Gives it back over to Sippos. Big fall there. And now Diaz. Big three, no good from Farrell. Diaz gets the rebound though. Can't get back up with it. Gives it out to Sippos, and she's going to go up. No good. Inbound here for the Broncos. Farrell with it, looking for somebody. Tries to give it into Sippos, now gives it out to Diaz. Now back to Beinecke, and now Farrell back to Beinecke here. Covered by Morello. And Farrell over to Diaz, looking for somebody. Some contact there. Ooh, it's going to be called for a travel here. Minute 45 on the clock. 37-14 is the score. They'll retrieve the ball and we'll get back to some action here. It'll be C inbounding to Morello. And Morello with it. Looks over to C, then gives it over to Trokeler. Now C to the corner to Morello. Three is drilled. Timeout once again here for Indian Hills now, and we'll be back in about a minute. And with about 1:30 to go, a 20-point lead for the Broncos here and the ball. So Farrell, give it into Sippos, back out to Farrell immediately there. Looking for somebody up to Siegenthaler, is going to be fouled. And it's going to be on Kelly Cronin here, looks like her second. And Beinecke with the inbound. 4 fouls for the Braves, 2 fouls for the Broncos now as Beinecke gets it back. Gives it over to Farrell. Gives it over to Diaz now. Looking for somebody, back to Beinecke. Back over to Sippos. Tries to put one up, it's going to be fouled here, and it should be 2 from the line. And Trokeler, her second of the day. 2 from the line for Alexis Sippos. And she'll miss the first here, no subs. Minute to go. No good on the second one. Minute to go. Jump ball from Siegenthaler and Rinaldi, and it goes back to the Broncos here. 58 seconds to go. And now and Olivia Ubica subbing onto the court. He'll get it and gives it over to Farrell. Now over to Diaz. Gives it over to Ubica. Can't get one. And now Farrell gives it over to Siegenthaler, trying to drive in. Gives it out to Diaz. Fakes going up. Out to Farrell. Now out to Ubica. Ubica looking for somebody. Gives it out to Farrell. 30 seconds to go. Now back to Diaz. Oh, and stolen there. Interception by Kelly Cronin. Can't get the layup to fall, and Ubica with another rebound. Siegenthaler, 15 seconds to go. Ubica with it once again. And now Farrell. Over to Ubica here. That's how the game will end. So a big win for the Broncos here. They take it 37-17 here at the end of things. They'll line up, and a good game to each other, as is customary for these basketball games. So that's it for our varsity showcase here, as the girls with a nice victory. Their next game coming Thursday, 7 p.m. versus Waldwick in Waldwick in the county tournament. So show up to that one, support the girls. As of right now, that's the only game scheduled for Thursday. And for now, this is Matthew Merlino. You're on PH Athletics, your home for Pascack Hills Sports, saying so long for now. Coming up, the JV game here for Pascack Hills against Indian Hill.